First question, why thoracic surgery?
Why thoracic surgery? I chose thoracic surgery after my experience that I received while in medical school. I initially thought I wanted to go into anesthesiology. So after my first year of medical school, I went into the lab and did some research in the lab, and part of the lab assignment, they sent me to the OR to collect some specimens related to anesthesia research. When I got to the operating room, I interacted with a thoracic surgeon, and I was so enamored by what he was doing on the other side of the curtain that it changed my career choice. So I always had an interest in lung physiology and chest performance. So I decided that rather than working with breathing and anesthesia, I would operate on the lung. And so my entire education and focus became on becoming a thoracic surgeon.
Nice. So, what does a typical day look like for you here at Emory?
Typical day in cardiothoracic surgery, I usually get up in the morning and try to do a little exercising from time to time. That's usually around 6:30. Usually off and here at the hospital by 7:15. Operating room starts at 7:30. Change, go to the OR. In the OR, I meet the residents. The residents give me an update on what the patients are doing that we operate on or in the hospital. We then start our operations. We do between 2 to 6 operations a day. And that is on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And after we finish operating, we then go and round on the patients that are in the hospital so that I personally see each one of them. We also address any consults that have occurred during the day. And we often get home sometime around 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. Try to spend a little time with the kids, say hello to the wife, start over the next day.
So do you work out at night too?
That's in the mornings I try to get.
I see you like kind of fit. Are you like lifting or is it what
I
is
try to
it?
lift, used to do more lifting. This medicine stuff starts to interfere with the personal life.
I have that question later on, but what do you think is the best part of your job overall?
Best part of the job is the interaction with patients and the joy that you get from seeing them get better.
Right.
So that has been like what focused me on surgery was the fact that you could interact with patients, find out what's wrong with them, do something that 9 times out of 10 will help them feel better or live longer.
Mm-hmm.
And many of the patients are very appreciative when that happens.
So appreciative, how do they show their appreciation?
Appreciation is shown in many ways. Most of them is just a handshake and a thanks.
Mm-hmm.
But others bring you gifts. You know, we get all types of gifts, from monetary gifts to flowers and cards and candy and all the things. But it is just the joy and the ability to talk with someone after they've had an operation and they feel a lot better that really makes it worthwhile. The families are all very appreciative of you helping their family members. That's what really makes it worthwhile.
So like back to the workout question, how do you manage your social life being a thoracic surgeon?
So you're really going to have to make efforts to find time to do all the things that are involved in life. You can't just become consumed by medicine and let life pass you by. So as you study, you got to find time also and make time to enjoy life, stop and smell the roses, so to speak, and go out and do things that kids and young adults do.
Right.
So that when you finish all of your education, you don't feel like life has passed you by or you sacrificed so much. Unfortunately, the educational process for medicine is so long that if you just did medicine and thought that you're going to live life after you finish, you'd never get around to living life.
Who do you look up to or admire?
I look up to and admire my parents first. They were the people that gave me the foundation upon which I built everything else.
Okay.
We talk about role models in the community and people that we admire, but unless you have a good foundation, it's difficult for those people to have an effect on your life.
Right.
So learn as much as you can from your parents and use those fundamental values that they instill upon you, and then add in what you learn from other people onto that. And
Awesome.
that will allow you to build something very successful.
And you mentioned that the goal of any med student, anyone who aspires to become a doctor in general, should be to become a great physician socially. So, if you, what advice would you give to someone who aspires to become a cardiothoracic surgeon?
My advice would be to learn something at every point in the educational process. The goal is to learn as much as you can to be a better physician, not learn to pass the test or memorize to pass the test. The goal is to learn as much as you can throughout the entire process, so that at the end of it all, you will be a very competent physician. That is the ultimate goal that many students miss. They focus on the day-to-day activities and what's my grade on this test versus another test. If you learn as much as you can, you will apply it, and you will automatically get the good grades that come along with that hard work.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Also, last question. What do you believe are the characteristics of a great surgeon?
I think the characteristics of a great surgeon are many of the things that which you display. The motivation to be involved, to reach out and learn as much as you can from as many people as you can. All of those things come together to allow you to grow, not just academically, but also socially. The ability to have discussions with people that are at different levels in their career and feel comfortable doing so. The ability to take the advice and the information that you're given and use it to become a good physician, lawyer, whatever it is that you choose to do with your life. Like, those are the things that separate the men from the boys, so to speak.
Keep that one. Awesome. Thank you once again, Dr. Pickens.
No problem.
Really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule.
Happy to help and continue to do all the things that you do.